I'm sorry I lied, Simone says softly in a genuine tone. Hush, Chuck chirps, as she moves up and presses her forehead against the Terran's. I lied too. We both did what we thought would save the other. Although it was a close call, we both made it, she adds, before kissing the space between the redhead's eye tufts in several laughing pecks. Fresh tears leak down the sides of Simone's face as a smile of revelry crosses her face. For several standard minutes, she and her wife take in the reality of such an outcome. So, how bad was I? And where are we now? Simone eventually inquires. Chuck's bright, glowing eyes fade into a grey upon thinking back to the worst of it. Oh, well, you died. Your heart stopped beating while you were in my arms, she reveals. I thought our luck and time together had finally run out. Simone tries to move her arms, but only one fully complies, revealing it to be a still robotic one. Intending to hug, she instead presses the prosthetic hand up against the side of the Callie's face. I'm so sorry, hun, she whispers. Chuck lets out a chuckle, with a light shaking of her head. You are the one who died, love. I think you wouldn't have been put in that position if I hadn't charged after my faster so brazenly, the Callie replies, as she pulled the robotic hand away from her face to inspect it, solemnly. If anything, I'm sorry. My reckless actions hurt you and... Simone purposely coughs out to interrupt her wife, so that she can speak her assurances. But before her voice can manifest, a metal straw is brought to her lips. Here's some water, Chuck insists. More than happy to undry her mouth, Simone takes a long, slow draw from the absurdly refreshing cold fluid. Nodding when she's done, Simone clears her refreshed throat. We both did a lot of stupid stuff, but I'm willing to call it even, considering, we're both here and did what we set out to do. Besides, we'll hopefully have the rest of our lives to mutually make up for each other, right? She says with a broadening smile. The light returns to Chuck's eyes. Certainly we will, she agrees, before perking up slightly. Oh, right, there's someone you need to meet. She then activates her comm. She's awake. A few moments later, the room's only door opens. Simone is initially confused to see a scuffed-up Seven roll on in. However, it takes less than a second to see what's attached to their front. No way, she chuckles. Yes way. Behold, Dave is now awoken and hanging like the most radical bazookas in this half of the cosmos. The spherical bot declares. It is a temporary arrangement that Devon has promised us to address once we reconvene with Troy and the Grat, Seven states deadpan, before perking up to address the redhead. But I am willing to be as patient and as is required, since this arrangement with Dave is what allowed out him to bring you back from the brink. It is good, Ud, to see you still with us. Are you feeling well, Simone? I feel like I've been thrown through a wood chipper, but yeah, I feel good. I think my galaxy-saving days are over, though, she chuckles in response. How'd you guys even make it through that hot mess to us, though? By the power of V&M Squad, brah, Dave responds, as he extends tentacles out his sides and flexes them as if they were arms. Simone raises an eye tuft. Who? Is that one of the Warthog squads? She inquires. Nah, brah. It stands for vegan Nutmilk, you see. Dave starts to explain before Seven interjects. Sonla and Zekros aided us in terms of navigating in through the conflict to your location. Sonla was especially effective in the efforts, they inform. Dave, perhaps you can elaborate on what procedures you needed it to perform? It was quite the unorthodox docs process. That's like understating it to the max, dude. Okay, so here's how freaking wild it was. First, we come rolling up like a primo doobie, right? And little Bo Peep is just mourning her last sheep before seeing us. Right away, as Nut secured the hallway, Vegan brought me milk up to see if I couldn't get you stabilized. But even with all my awesomeness, I wasn't going to be able to do that before your brain ran out of oxygen. So, I kinda used Shara's apparently vacated brain growth to temporarily store everything we love about you nice and safe away from certain doom. It seemed to be good at not needing to breathe brain juice. Then, after reinforcing your cracked spine, as Vegan and Queenie carried you, I stopped the worst of your bleeding and manually got your heart pumping harder than your honeymoon. Though, probably just like whenever the Cali Dom is done with you were drained and not looking good. Then, Mr. Steamed Hams himself, Seymour, informed us of a more local medical facility that was clear of assholios. We gunned straight there, set you down, plugged me in, and with some gnarly tools at my disposal, I played the opposite of Jenga with your shredded insides. The bad guys are bad, sure, but damn, did they have the coolest shit. Like, I flash cloned your flesh organs within 10 minutes. Sure, we had to replace them later when we got to the ship, but they got the job done, so whatever. Anyway, once your brain was ready, there already was some damage. You see, brain stuff can be stem healed like other flesh stuff, but info and passages between info does not come back, like a hard drive wipe. So I was thinking, oh boy, She-Hulk is gonna lose a lot of memories and shit on her head for the rest of her life. But then, the epic chat that is Vermis was making its rounds helping the good guys clear the station of hostile bitches. Like, they delved into your brain case and reconstructed your brain. At least, they replicated how it used to be, and then, since they're the consciousness experts, I let them handle transferring you back into your proper skull meat while I finished putting your Humpty Dumpty ass back together. Your spine especially really needed some tending to, so, like, we were gonna bring you back to the Quip Chap, but then the Union got all, bring her here, and we were like, nah, we got this, and they were like, oh god, I just creamed my pants, it's the cool doctor, who's so fucking awesome and radical for awakening to save his dear friend. You know, we got state-of-the-art shit for putting Terrans specifically back together though, right? And Chuck was like, that sounds good. Sorry, Dave, you're the bestest best doctor, brah, but you're kinda separated from the QuipChat systems at the moment, so, like, take a seat on the bench for now. And I'm like, you're right, I am radical as fuck, but as humble as I am, no Simone needs someone else's specialty right now. And then, they pretty much undid a lot of my work and replaced most of your damaged organs with a more long-term mindset while doing it. And, like, now, we're here, aboard a Terran Union medship. While we were waiting on you to wake up, Vegan has been helping out the staff and I, Milk, have also been helping by not getting in the way, which ain't easy for this epic existence of Tiddy I now live. And I'm not sure where Nut ran off to, probably living up to their namesake in a broom closet or something. Dave says, in a constant stream that feels like a breath is needed at some point. But of course, none come. Simone blinked with wide-open eyes before breaking into a rasping laugh that caused some pain in her torso. Grunting out a dying chuckle, the redhead shakes her head at the adventure her body has been in. Thanks, Dave, she says genuinely. You really pulled through for me again. If there's anything you want or need, I'll do what I can. Bah, just doing what cool doctors do. I mean, Chak kinda already promised to commission a new sexy body for me, so I'm all good in any case, the sphere replies. Nodding, Simone looks to Seven. That goes for you too, friend. I owe you big time, she says. I only ask for one thing in return, the bot says, before rolling up closer. Live the rest of your days as happy and content as you are able. Eyes threatening to cry again, Simone nods, and finally looks to her wife. That's the plan, she hummed. Is there anything else I should know? How are Thorn and the gang? They make it out okay? They are a little roughed up as to be expected, but are fine. Last I heard, Thorn recovered Ember's body before the Union can get to it, Chuck updates. I believe he intends to cremate the body and dig through her headgear software for any more surprises to know about, she adds, before taking the Terran's flash hand into hers. There's one other big thing. Before I tell you, just know Jamie and SJ are okay. In fact, we are to depart to meet with them soon. Simone shifts her heavy body in concern. What happened? She asked. Apparently, the children of Gaia attacked and invaded the colony while we were away, but they were repelled relatively quickly, and although there were casualties, we are lucky in the fact that our friends and family weren't among them. Donna was hurt, but is recovering. Zroom was hurt really bad, but she's okay too. Though, there was recovered footage of the incident. You can watch it later, but to summarize, Cole tried to eliminate our children. He had Manarian animals with him to do it, but Zroom stopped them and tried to stop him. Then someone else came and tried to stop Cole, Chuck explains, before drifting off in hesitation. Who was it? Donna? Simone presses for details. Still uncertain how to say it in a way that would not put too much stress on her wife, Chuck takes a deep breath before being completely honest. It was Sam. She seemed to have a change of heart and fought Cole. She lost, but then Zroom attacked him and then... Chuck hesitates again, but pushes through it, without the need of the redhead's insistence. SJ bit Cole and ended him quickly. I've been told that SJ isn't stressing over taking a life, and in the calls I've had with them it seems they are okay. I've conversed with their uncles and confirmed that we're tough or innate mentally equipped for such things, but I think we should definitely schedule meetings with a professional to ensure that they are going to be okay. It's Simone's turn to take in a deep breath, recalling her own recent run-in with Cole. That's a good idea, considering how stressful that whole situation must have been. Poor kiddos. I assume Jamie's alright too? She asks. Oh, Jamie is in very good spirits. Having no fear whatsoever seems to have some benefits. Speaking of Manarian business, what happened to Shara? Chuck responds. Simone looks down at her own lame body. Well, I lost, first of all. Got shit kicked in real fucking bad by some Manarian prick before they gave her full control of me. But before I was gone, she killed the dude and told the Manarians that now's not a good time to consider invading, and she then reverted the consciousness switch, putting me back in control. I guess she wasn't able to go back into the glorified tumor she was growing in. Why would she do that? Chuck questions in astonishment. Simone slightly shrugs. I don't think she can be forgiven for what she's done to the universe. She was a monster. Granted, she had little choice in the society she was raised in, but she was still very much cool with the Empire enslaving the entire galaxy, so fuck her in that big regard. But she genuinely loved Jamie over everything else. She believed Jamie wouldn't do well in the galaxy where the Empire's in charge, so she did what she did. Terrible person, but a hell of a mother. Far better than Ember ever was in any case, she says with a slight shake of her head, before looking at her robotic hand, before glancing down at the rest of her covered body. So, Dave? Sup, She-Hulk? I really overdid it. I can barely feel my body and my spine was fucked up. So, how am I looking now? Simone asks. Bruh, you don't understand. You got the top-tier treatment. In fact, you are literally laying in the President's personal suite. These Union docs really didn't want you to bite it. Your new insides are going to last a lot longer than the ones you were born with. Your body is just in a deep state of recovery. Don't worry. Your spine was repaired. Just don't go doing backflips or mount on any crazy sex swings that Callie gets you for the next year or so, Dave assures. Simone raises her eye tufts in surprise. You're yanking my leg? The President's suite? She questions skeptically. Your wifey can confirm if you don't believe me. Pretty sure with a ring of a bell, they'll do just about anything you need. A newly fluffed pillow, head massage, music, vegan Nutmilk latte, an assistant with a pretty face to have a secret affair with. Ooh, maybe even a fancy mint with gold wrapping. Must you keep squeezing that joke out every chance you get? Seven inquires. How else do you think Nutmilk is made, brah? Dave counters in a cackle. And you consider yourself a chef. I am a chef. A chef who knows they will never be able to fully know the joys of consuming the food I craft. You, on the other circuit board, have not come to the realization yet, have you? Seven responds in a flat tone that somehow oozes of evil mockery. You You bastard! Dave gasps upon the unfortunate reality. Why would you do this to me, bucko? When did you become so, cruel? Seven leans their cranium down closer to the orb on their chest. Life is cruel. Welcome to it, Dave, they say, as a long silence follows, before then erecting their posture in a more pleasant manner. But, of course, life is also wonderful. The fact that you have the chance to strive for the impossible and achieve what you desire is miraculous. And even if you don't reach the heights you intended, you can still find yourself, elf, landing in the most interesting places. Perhaps you may very well know what it's like to have taste buds, Dave. It's certainly a goal to strive for. You know, you're right. I'm going to be able to enjoy the sensation of eating one day. I'm going to taste a dripping taco, choke on a juicy sausage, suck out on a cream-filled donut. And you know what? I'm going to be high as fuck while doing it. I don't know how, but it's going to happen. You hear me, universe? Dave's coming. The three lights on Seven's face blinks in a circle for a few moments. Choke? They start to question. Simone, Chuck says, as she looks into the room while the redhead is being helped into a hover chair by a nurse. They here already? The Terran asks in a grunt, as she slowly sits down. Oh, not quite. But, there's someone else here to see you. Can I let them in? Chuck replies. Yeah, sure. Simone permits, as she adjusts her temporary clothes. Chuck nods and steps away for only a moment, before the door fully opens, revealing not only her entering, but the Union Terran President Bernal herself. Madam President, the redhead says, not too terribly surprised by the visit. Simone Thatch, I hear you are recovering well, Bernal responds, in a pleasant, almost casual voice. So far so good. What can I do for you? Simone asks, as she leans back into her seat to get more comfortable. Well, actually I'm here to practically ask you that very question. I have it on good authority that you personally halted an impending invasion. I'm inclined to believe that's true, especially because of the evidence at hand. To get to the point, I wish to invite you to join me in my next address to the Union. The galaxy wants answers, and I believe it's due time you receive the wide recognition you deserve. To be frank, you're the hero of... Bernal says, before Simone interrupts her, as though she wasn't the Union President. I'm good. Thanks for the offer, though. Bernal raises her eyebrows, genuinely not expecting that response. Even Chuck bounces in slight surprise. Seeing them both struggle to come up with words to respond, Simone softly smirks. With all due respect, Madam President, just because I lift weights for fun and married a literal princess doesn't mean I'm seeking attention, she chuckles. I don't really want my face to be known more than it already is. I don't want fame, I don't want credits. I don't even want to be recognized on any random street. I didn't save the universe for any of that crap. I did it for my kids, my wife, and the life I hope to be able to live with them. I know I don't look it, but I just want to be a mum. Particularly a mum that doesn't have to worry about her kids growing up in a hellscape of a galaxy. I don't really want a quiet life, but I think I earn the happiness I want to pursue. So I'm going to have to decline your offer, madam, she elaborated. Bernal takes a deep breath through her nose before nodding. I dare not strip away what you've earned, but your actions will make you well known regardless. You understand this, correct? She reminds. Yeah, but the thing is, I suspect there's going to be a lot of shit going on as the galaxy adjusts to the new reality they're finding themselves in. With rebuilding from the Malkite infestations, political shifts with the FSA present, study of the left behind Manarian tech and all that jazz, I think people will broadly forget about the stuff I did. And I think I prefer it that way, Simone explains, before looking down. I'm ready to live my life's next adventure. 5 years later. Mom, SJ doesn't want to play with us. Simone turns from the outside counter, where she was helping prep the fixings for Seven's grilled burgers, to see Jamie and Avery armed with water squirt guns. Both are already half drenched, yet only wish to escalate the fun. Kneeling down, Simone picks out a remnant of a water balloon from Jamie's head fur. "Well, kiddo, you can't force them to play with you if they don't want to. What are they doing right now?" she asks. Jamie's plumes sink in annoyance. "They're still drawing," he answers, in a frustrated frum. "Yeah? Well, drawing is really important to SJ, remember? They have to study very hard so they can make some awesome cartoons someday," the redhead reminds. "I know, but I still want to play with them. The teams are uneven, and Uncle Troy is too good to ask to play," Jamie says, to which Avery nods in agreement. 3 more children, consisting of a tiny female grat and 2 Zartuks, sneakily peer around the house's corner to spy on their enemy. The grilling patio is the safe zone, but that doesn't stop them from gaining reconnaissance. As Simone's playful emerald eyes lasers in on them, they all squeal and dramatically run for it, their imaginations amping up the flight to the max. "Ah, I see. That's quite the dilemma. Simone grants, as she bites her cheek in thought. "Tell you what, kiddo. The burgers and stuff are almost done, so how about you two collect all the soldiers for dinner, and I'll ask if SJ can take a small break and play with you after you all eat. Sound good?" she proposes. A little disappointed, Jamie nods. "Yeah, okay," he agrees. Simone smirks and ruffles his damp hair. "Thanks, kiddo," she says, before the little Manarian turns to Avery in a super serious manner. "We have to declare a truce. We'll charge and tell them," he says, in a tone and inflection that softens Simone's smirk momentarily, before it deepens twicefold. "Flawless plan. Good luck, soldier," Simone says, as she stands back up and gives the two a salute. The two poorly salute back, before dashing off on their epic mission. Rolling her eyes, the redhead turns to look at Seven. "You got from here?" she asks. The bot turns their cranium towards the Terran, with happy blinks of their face lights. "Indeed, and do not worry, I will be sure to keep your roasted dead chilies safe from the other Terrans," they jest. "Appreciate ya," Simone chuckles, as she moves down the side patio to overlook the yard of the central rented summer house, to see Thorn and Brandy shooting the shit with beers in hand, while sitting by a heat pit. On the other side was Bree, with Ellie sitting in her lap. As they were engaged with conversation, Ellie was absent-mindedly rubbing her protruding belly. Troy was in the middle of running on his prosthetic legs, before jumping to catch a ball before tumbling down into the grass in a roll. "Touchdown!" Miki cheers in a proud chitter, as she and Nodrin come running to tackle the already down Terran. "Aha!" Troy cackles, as he trades his grip on the ball for the Grat, for a counter-tussle. The two Grat chitter out in playful distress as they work together to overcome the ape. "Not this time!" Nodrin laughs in victory, as they manage to pull away and go for the arm holding Miki. "Hey, food's about ready," Simone announces with a cupped hand. Everyone gives her a semi-unified glance up in acknowledgement. "Everyone must try Nodrin's egg salad. They used ingredients from our homeworld," Miki insists gleefully, as she's free from Troy's loosening grip. "It's actually really damn good. Sarah and I may have eaten the entire first batch," Troy admits, as he sits up. "She's still playing with the other kids?" he asks Nodrin. "Already sent Jamie and Avery to get her and the twins," Simone informs, before turning around and picking up the pace to enter the house's back door, which leads into an entertainment center lounge. "We heard ya," Devon informs softly with a nod, as he, Sonla and Zekros intently watch as the Galaxy Championships of a robot battling tournament is playing out on the main screen. Laying aside of them near the door was Room and the two Minar beasts sharing a huge bone with fresh chunks of meat still attached. "Such a good girl for sharing," Simone utters as she pets the dog's head. Come on, Distract Ass! Come on! Son the cheers on the red robot. Use your bomb! Use the bomb! No! Zekros utters, as a laser cuts off one of the robot's many legs. The two reptilians are both wearing matching red shirts with the robot's name unapologetically stamped across both the front and backs. Rolling her eyes, Simone moves around behind the trio, allowing them to continue watching their show. Fuck yes! Devin shouts out in victory, to the reptilian's great dismay, before Simone can even leave the room. Picking up her pace, Simone ascends up a staircase to the second floor and walks up to the Wataf's closed room door.